Hey yo, what's going on YouTube? It's kxptr back with a brand new video, man. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys tips on how to get more wins in Call of Duty Warzone, man. These tips I'm going to give you guys today in this video, man, can either get you your first win or possibly stack onto the wins that you already have. But real quick, guys, before we get into these tips, man, if you do enjoy this kind of content on my channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 900 subscribers, and if we hit 900 subscribers, man, I'm going to freak out, bro. And also, if this video does help you out anyway or you just simply enjoy it, make sure to smash that like button, man. I have a goal of 25 likes, so if you guys can help me hit that goal, man, that would mean a lot to me. But enough of all that, man. Let's get right into these tips to help you guys get your first win or, you know, get many more wins in Warzone. So my first tip is to gather a good team. Now, I know this isn't easy for everyone, as some people don't really have friends to play with, but if it is possible for you, I would definitely recommend you gather at least like 3 of your friends that are somewhat decent at the game and you have like decent communication with, because it really does make a difference in whether you're going to get that win or not, man. Now, if this isn't an option for you, do not worry, because you can still get that win, but it may be a little bit more difficult for you than if you had a team. But try your best to get some friends together, because it will make a huge difference, and it'll make your experience 10 times better, man. Now on to tip number 2, make good class setups. I can't stress it to you enough on how important it is to make good class setups in Warzone, man. Your loadout that you're using is really going to make a difference whether you win that gunfight that you get into or not. And that's why it's really important to make sure you have good loadouts in Warzone. Now, I did recently make a video on my channel that did very well. It's called the top 5 class setups for Warzone, and I will be leaving a link to it in the description. So make sure you go watch that video after you're done with this one, because those class setups are really going to help you get that win, man. I promise you, they're pretty good. The video did very well, man. I'm proud of that. Thank you guys for whoever watched that video, whoever dropped a like on that video and supported that video, man. That video got 1,000 views in one day. That's the most I've ever had in a day, man, and I'm so thankful for that. Now on to tip number 3, man. Choose your landing spot wisely. If you're going mainly for the win and you really don't care about getting all those kills, racking up a ton of kills, I'd recommend to stay away from locations that have names on them, named locations, because that is where the majority of the people will land. But choosing your landing spot also does depend on what direction the starting plane is going. You don't want to land in a spot that is directly under the plane or right by it. You want to land somewhere that isn't near the plane's path, so you won't get interrupted by other people while you're looting and have to start all over again, man, because that does suck to have to just start all over again after you got all your loot. I hate that. But like I said, try to stay away from the name locations, because those are the places that most people are going to go, definitely, man. So make sure you keep that tip in mind. Now, time for tip number 4, man. Loot and get as much cash as you can. You're going to want to make sure you have the guns necessary to take down a team if you do happen to land with other people. So you want to make sure you either land on top of a gun or find one as soon as possible. Now, guns are not the only loot you should be looking for, man. Cash plays a very important role in whether you'll get that win or not. And here's why, man. Here's why cash plays such an important role. So tip number 5 is utilize buy stations that are spread all over the map in Warzone. Now, tip number 4 ties in with tip number 5, because you need cash to buy things from the buy stations. Buy stations are very important, and if you're not using them, then you're at a huge disadvantage, man. Some of the things that I recommend from these buy stations are loadout drops, which they give you your classes that you made, your custom classes. As I said, the link in the description is in the video if you want to go check out my top 5 classes in Warzone. I also recommend you buy a self-revive. You buy armor plates if you are low on them, and you also you need some UAVs, man, so you can see where people are on the map. And you can buy other things that you want, but those are just some of my favorites and to buy that I buy, because I don't know, man. Those are really the you know, the best ones to buy in my opinion. So yeah, just go ahead and take my advice on that one. I promise. You know, you could probably buy some other score streaks too, but those are, I don't usually buy them. I just make sure you do have a self-revive, though. Those are very useful to get yourself out of situations where your teammates cannot revive you. Also, loadout drops are the first thing you should be getting. Now, on to tip number 6, man. You want to make sure you're rotating the circle on time so you don't get trapped in the storm. And also, you want to make sure you are catching people off guard that are rotating their self as well. Making sure that you're rotating the circle on time is very important, man, because you don't want to be getting trapped in the storm while Timmy is up in his bedroom window sniping at you, man. That's not a fun experience. So you want to make sure you are rotating on time so you're not getting stuck like that. But you can also be a Timmy, man, and catch people off guard while they're rotating, and that, you know, pretty much leaves them vulnerable and usually in the wide open. They're going to be in the wide open, so you can easily you know, get snipes on them and in their lives, bro, because that's the main objective. You know, you want to subtract the people so you know you can get to the end. So make sure you keep tip 6 in mind, man. It's very important to rotate on time. Your rotations mean everything. So now for tip number 7, man. Use high ground to your advantage. High ground is very important, and here's why. You want to make sure that you get high ground when you can and when it's possible, because it is very hard to kill someone that is above you, but it is way easier to kill someone that is below you, man. So keep that in mind. Also, some examples of high ground for you that may not know is a tall building, a tall hill, or just a tall mountain, man. Whatever is near you at the time. So yeah, that's tip number 7, a very useful tip too. Also, so you keep that in mind. High ground is one of the keys to winning in battle royales. So time for tip number 8, man. Play slower. This one should be an obvious one, but maybe it's not obvious to all of you. Now, personally, I don't really like to play slow, but if you're going for wins, then you know, it doesn't really matter. It's the absolute best thing to do. Just play slow if you're going for wins, because you're not really going for them kills. You're going for those wins, man. Now, by playing slower, I mean you should do things like find a house that you can get in nearby, so you can scope out the area to make sure nobody is waiting on you that will in your game and just make you start over. Or you could just plain out camp in the building to avoid gunfights, because you know that's just the best thing to do. That may not be the best way to get kills, but like I said, you're not going for kills, you're going for the win. And I feel like camping is the best way to get to the you know, the top players and get that win, man. And it may not be the funnest strat, and it may not be the you know, like the most skilled one, but it's definitely one of the best. So yeah, make sure you guys are playing slower and not playing too fast, because you know, you might get yourself in a situation that will end up costing you your life. So for the final and 9th tip, man, you should be playing smart. Playing smart is very important, and playing smart is very important in Warzone, man. And by playing smart, I mean you should have good communications with your team that you're playing with. You should use the map terrain to your advantage, like I said, high ground, stuff like that. And you should also make good decisions and make sure you're not doing something stupid. Making the decision to push a team or stay back will determine whether, you know, you're going to win the game or not. So make sure you choose that wisely, man, because I do a lot of mistakes where sometimes I'll push people and get, you know, completely demolished because I pushed, and I should have just sat back because I got kill hungry, because I'm a dirty little sweat, man. Now guys, I hope you did enjoy that video, man. That is it for these tips on how to get more wins in Warzone. I hope they do help you get many wins in your time of playing the game. And if they did help you, man, make sure to let me know in the comment section. So because you know, I would really like to know. But this has been kxptr, man, and I'm out, man. I hope you guys did enjoy this video.
Slick.